Hello, it is Saturday, and this week we're talking about internet privacy. What scared everyone back in the day was people's ability to be fake people on the internet. I mean, in school there were specific units devoted to cyber safety, and all revolving around how the person you're talking to might not be the person you're talking to, and their name might not be their name, and their picture probably isn't their picture. I mean, they really made us believe that every single internet user other than ourselves was just a 50-year-old man waiting to prey on us when our parents weren't home. You know how people would always say, don't talk to strangers? Well, they made internet people seem like strangers on steroids. Like they were the most dangerous people in the world, and there is nothing worse than an internet user, and they will get you, and they will hurt you. But whether they were overreacting or not, it was a possibility. There was so much anonymity on the internet back then, and it was so easy, and it was so secure that no one would know who you are if you just said that you were someone else on the internet, that internet predators and all these things, they happened, and it was a real threat. And you had no way of knowing if you were in that situation until you were, like, abducted or whatever. But the internet has developed in such a way that we almost have the exact opposite danger. It is harder and harder and harder to be completely anonymous on the internet. Yes, there are options, but almost everyone has some kind of legitimate profile on the internet with real information about their real self. Any name can be connected to something on the internet. If I'm on the internet and I give you a fake name, you could look up the fake name and find out that it wasn't me. If I gave you the real name, you could look it up and you could find out who I am no matter what I told you. People have Facebooks, people have a whole slew of social media sites, people like me posting stuff on YouTube. If you've ever been in the newspaper, if you've ever been in any kind of publication, it'll be on the internet somewhere. If you've ever done anything for school, won any awards, if you've been on a sports team, your name is on the internet. So yes, it is getting very, very difficult for people to pretend to be someone else. And most importantly now, if you really wanted to be sure that you're talking to who you think you're talking to, you just bring them on Skype, you bring them on TinyChat, if they make YouTube videos, if there's any kind of voice or video communication that you could do with them, you can find out if they are the age they say they are, the gender they say they are, if their pictures are real. With Facebook, if you have their Facebook, you have all of that stuff, plus you can see all the friends they have, so you can see if they actually interact with other people on the internet, because it's very hard to fake an entire life on the internet. So now in this day and age, the likelihood of being targeted by an internet person that you've met is pretty much the same as being targeted by a stranger you see on the street. So now the new danger that we all face is not being able to be anonymous enough. If we put one thing out on the internet, anyone can find it. It is very easily traceable back to us. And the thing is, a lot of us, including me, use social media sites and such as outlets. And there are things we want to put on the internet that we want to get real support from real people, but we don't want the people that we know in real life to know about, and it's getting harder and harder to keep them away. The people that we're worrying about now isn't strangers, it's the people that we already know finding our stuff on the internet. And sometimes it's hard to decide whether it's worth it or not to put yourself out there on the internet because you know that anyone can find it and you're going to be held fully accountable for it. Let's say I wanted to make a blog about all the people that annoyed me, and I didn't expect it to ever be seen by anyone I knew, but then somewhere down the road it got insanely popular, and all my friends saw it, and they looked through the blog, and they found their own name, and they realized that they annoy me, and then I'm in deep shit, and they hate me, and it wasn't even something that really annoyed me, I was just trying to get it off my chest. You can't just assume that the stuff that you put on the internet will never get any publicity. And you also can't assume that if somebody you know finds it, they won't share it with everyone else you know. And you can hope that, and you can be a decent person, not spread people's shit all around, but you put it out there. There isn't really privacy online. And now the amount of people that I know can find me, and the amount of people I know in real life, and like employers and everything else, I have to definitely censor what I say online, and it's kind of sucky, but I mean I have to censor what I say in real life too, and now there's just not an outlet where I don't have to censor myself except for my diary. So, you know, everyone get a diary, and then you can be completely private, just hide it really well, and you know, stuff like that. My advice is that if you're gonna post something that you really don't want anyone else to know, definitely use like a username that isn't your name and do all these things. I know there are things in your life that you just don't want to talk about with anyone you know. So either try as hard as you can to be completely as anonymous as possible, don't use your face or anything like that, or just don't post it. Find a friend in real life, find a thing that you can write it down in that'll get it off your chest or whatever. Just remember that the internet is a place where anyone can find anything, so YOLO.